Okay, what is going on, everybody? We are live. Here we go. I told you guys the live was going to happen today, and yeah, here we go. Here we go. The live is here. Let me get the title and stuff on here. I'm going to turn my brightness a little down on my phone. Anyways, though, here we go. I'm going to open up my computer, and I'm going to use the restroom really quickly. All right, we are here. There we go. What's going on? I am your glorious king. I'm many people's glorious king, if you know what I'm saying. But let me open up this computer really quickly. Open this up, and yeah, we're talking NBA today. Not much else to talk about. NFL has been kind of chill over the last couple days or so, as you guys have seen. I've not dropped my regular updates videos. Who is winning this best of 3 series? I'm not gonna say. I don't want to confuse people. Who is winning the NBA Finals? Oh yeah, whatever. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, you hit 100 subs today. Shout out, man. Shout out. 100 subs. Hey, you're just getting started, but you'll be able to do it. Guaranteed. I remember the day hit 1,000. That was during the Niners Jets. That was during the Niners Jets game, week 1. I remember that was a fun stream. Niners obviously whooped the Jets' ass, so that was great. But also, I hit 1,000 subs. So yeah. Anyways, we're talking NBA Finals. As I said, I'll be live. I missed Game 3. Game 3, I actually missed the entire Finals game, or pretty much all of it, so I wasn't going to be live for Game 3. But Game 4, I was supposed to be live yesterday. Gave you guys the update on a Thursday night saying that I'm not going to be live because I ended up watching the game at a friend's house, so I missed the stream there, so yeah. Guaranteed to be live for the last couple of games. Guaranteed to be live. European Warriors should start a rebuild after next year. Steph's going to be around for a little longer than a year. Steph's going to be around a little longer than a year. What's going on, Charlie? But yeah, Steph is going to be around for hopefully like 4 years. Hopefully 4 years. Hopefully as long as possible. Curry, yeah, Steph needs still his 5th ring. He still needs to pass LeBron and get that 5th ring because we all know Steph is the better all-time player than LeBron James. All right. Anyways, let's talk about the NBA, what the NBA has had to say over the last couple days here, and what all the news and stuff like that we have from Game 4. As Game 5 is tomorrow. Series tied 2-2. OKC trying to go up, take their first lead of the series. And along with other Game 5s, as far as it goes, we got NHL, Oilers, and Panthers. Game 5 is tonight. Big game. I'll talk about that for a little, even though I haven't really talked about much hockey on this channel, but it is one of the best sports. Don't you think 4 rings is enough? No, I want as many. I want to win every single year. I want the glory of winning every single year. But to be fair, I think that the Warriors, when I was younger, I think the Warriors may have spoiled me a bit. Because when I was growing up, I got into basketball the first year the Warriors won in 2014-15, and I was hype as I was like 5-6 years old. I was hype, and then obviously we went on to have a dynasty. We won 3 out of 5 years, won the 2022 finals. So it's like, I feel like I maybe got spoiled a little. Yeah, Game 5 is Monday. I'll be live for Game 5, guys. But let's talk about Game 5 and what is going on. Alex Caruso leading the Thunder in their own way. Let's talk about Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso has been incredible during these finals. There's some sort of stat saying that at one point Caruso had taken more free throws in the entire series than Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, it's crazy. Halliburton shot his first free throw in 4 games last night. He shot his first free throw in 4 games last night. Yeah, those are the golden days when the Warriors used to win all the time. The golden days, man. I miss those days. 5 years ago, I miss those days. Actually, no, 5 years ago was the worst time. That was when we sucked. But Alex Caruso's been different in these finals. He's just been the spark off the bench that OKC's needed. Wait, has Alex Caruso even been coming off the bench? Like, I feel like he started. Did he start yesterday? No, he came off the bench. He played 30 minutes off the bench. Like they could totally start him over a guy like Lou Dort. I could see that happening. But the double big lineup for OKC, that looked like it was working yesterday. I mean, obviously, we saw guys like Shea and Jalen Williams have big games. Hardenstein, he had 2 points. Chet Holmgren had a big-time double-double, 14 points, 15 assists. Or 14 points, 15 rebounds, not 15 assists. So, yeah, big right there. Thank you for subscribing, man. Thank you for subscribing. But yeah, huge game, and then they got other guys into the game too, like Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. It's interesting how these lineups work because, like, obviously they're gonna start, like, these 6 guys are gonna get their minutes, like Lou Dort, Shea, Isaiah Hardenstein, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren. Those are the 5 starters. They're all gonna get 20+ minutes, and then you'll have one guy off the bench get 20 minutes. Sometimes 2 guys, like Casey Wallace, play 19 minutes, but then they have a few guys that can be like that third guy off the bench. And last night I guess it was Kenrich Williams, but I'm surprised that Kenrich Williams is getting more minutes than Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, because OKC they got a lot of good shooters. Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe can both shoot, and they're both better shooters than Kenrich Williams, who had 4 points. Isaiah Joe didn't score in the 5 minutes he played. Aaron Wiggins he played 8 minutes and he had 1 point. He had 8 minutes and had 1. If they back play Thompson, KD, Jordan Poole, I don't think. I mean, it'd be sick to see the Warriors get Klay Thompson back. I highly doubt KD, but Jordan Poole could be likely. I think of those 3, Jordan Poole is definitely the most likely guy for the Warriors to get back. Jordan Poole is definitely the most likely guy for the Warriors to get back as of now. Check out some stats from yesterday's game. I thought the shooting was very even. Besides, OKC did not shoot the 3 well. And yeah, they were 3. They only attempted 16 threes, which in the modern NBA, there was only 52 3-pointers shot in the game yesterday, which might seem like a lot, but it's not. It's 26 per team. OKC was 3 of 16, and Indiana was 11 of 36. Both teams combining shooting about 25% from 3. 24% exactly. 24 point exactly. So it was really bad shooting. Alright, sorry. I was getting a call, I had to hang up. But check out some other stats. Yeah, field goal percentage, OKC shot 5% better. Free throws. Who shot more free throws? OKC was 34-38. And guys, I am so against the free throw merchant thing. I gotta talk about that. The fact that Shea is called a free throw merchant, like, I understand it, but if Shea's a free throw merchant, then Jalen Brunson is as well, and there's like 10, 15 other guys in the NBA. Giannis is as well, Jalen Brunson, there's just so many other guys. Because, yeah, I mean, maybe a couple of those calls were bad calls, but there's nothing Shea does against it. He drives in, he gets contact, he goes in and he foul baits, he tries to do it, but he still gets them to get fouls. Like, it's not like he's going in and the Indiana Pacers are being all disciplined and stuff like that, and they're not jumping, and Shea's just doing all this crazy stuff to try and get a foul. Like, he does it, but he's smart while doing it. He's smart while doing it, which is why SGA is the real MVP. Which is why he's the real MVP. Even though I feel like Giannis should have won MVP over Jokic and SGA, like, obviously I knew it wasn't going to happen and all that stuff, but I still think that Giannis is the best player in the NBA. That is my hot take, guys. Giannis is the best player in the NBA. I did say in the video last week, Giannis is better all time, in my opinion, than Tim Duncan. Or no, Tim Duncan's better all time than Giannis, but Giannis is much more skilled than Tim Duncan is all time. I believe that Giannis, by the end of his career, will be top 10 all time. I believe he will be top 10 all time. I believe that Giannis will be top 10 all time. Anyways, though, looking at some more of these stats, OKC, they made nine more free throws. They made 9 more free throws in the game. 74. Let's see, 83. Oh, damn. Okay. Offensive rebounds. Rebounding's pretty even. I think that the size for OKC is definitely impactful. I mean, what, Chet Holmgren had 15 boards. Their bigs yesterday, yeah, Chet Holmgren had 15 boards, Hardenstein had 6. So their bigs combined for 10 rebounds each, 21 rebounds on the game. And guys like Shea had 3, Lou Dort had 3, Caruso had 3, Jalen Williams had 7. So, like, they had Kendrick Williams had 3 boards. They're a good rebounding team. Really good rebounding team. And then for Indiana, Pascal Siakam had another solid game. He had 20 points. Halliburton, again, did not take many shots. Tyrese Halliburton, again, in the game yesterday, did not take many shots. He had 18 points, 7 assists, but Halliburton shot, let's see, game just was the 13th. Halliburton was 7 to 15 shooting. So, like, he took 15 shots, but in a finals game, if you're the star player, you gotta be taking like 22 shots. And how many did Siakam take? Did Siakam take more? Siakam took 15 as well. Siakam was 6 of 15, and Halliburton was 7 of 15. I mean, I think Obi Toppin's been huge as well. Like, their role players are great. Like, Nembhard, he didn't have his best game last night, same as Nesmith. But Obi Toppin was huge. He had a couple big threes in that fourth quarter. Obviously, it ended up not really mattering because Indiana lost the game, but he was a big difference. When Obi Toppin is hitting threes, that Indiana team is a lot better. So I think if he can do that again in Game 5 tomorrow night, or on, when is it, Monday night, then Indiana could pull off the win. But in terms of picks for the rest of the series, Anthony Edwards, child support, will be the face of the league. Dude, Anthony Edwards is like, Anthony Edwards is like Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's got, what, like 12 kids? He's adopted, like, most of them, I think, but Tyreek is crazy. So, yeah, Game 5 tomorrow night, Game 6 on Thursday night at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. And, yeah, Game 5 is Monday. Yeah, what am I saying? Monday at 5:30 Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And then Game 7, if necessary, that will be Sunday, June 22nd at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So, this is guaranteed going to be a better finals than the last 2 finals we had, with the Nuggets beating the Heat in 5 and the Celtics beating the Mavs in 5. But what is interesting about this is, again, we're going to have more games. We're guaranteed to have 6 games. Really, hopefully, like, what my dream would be, like, the Thunder win Game 5, the Pacers win Game 6, so we get, like, some great games, hopefully, like, close games in Game 5 and 6, and then we just get an all-out battle in Game 7. It'd be so sick to see Indiana win, but I'm just a big SGA fan. So it's interesting. OKC is not that good. This team is trash. I wouldn't say that. They did win a finals game. They did beat Indiana, the best team in the East, and I think what's interesting about the Eastern Conference is how open this conference is going to be next year. We look at it, right? I go through the standings. So, there's the Cleveland Cavaliers. In my opinion, they're just going to run it back. There's no need to make any changes. That team won 64 games. I don't really care if they're not the greatest playoff performers, because I think if you win 64 games, just run it back, because it's an open conference. The Celtics, they lost Jason Tatum. They're not going to start a rebuild. Definitely not a rebuild. I mean, they're still going to be a playoff team. Boston's going to be like the 6th, 7th seed. I always say that unintendedly. They're going to be like maybe the 6th or maybe the 7th seed next year in the East. They won't be the 2 seed or the 1 seed, maybe the 3 seed, but they're still going to be a good team, even though I think they're going to move some guys around. Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, probably both going to get moved. And yeah, let's see. The New York Knicks, again, another team, in my opinion, that should run it back. I think Karl-Anthony Towns probably is going to get traded. I just have a feeling that he is, but they're pretty much going to run it back. Pacers 120, OKC 100 in Game 5. If that pick is right, you're a legend. The Indiana Pacers, obviously, they're going to run it back regardless. They were the best team in the East, not all season long. Cleveland and Boston were the best team in the East all season long, but there's no need to. They're in the finals right now. This roster obviously has proven itself, and they don't even need a high seed. They're the 4 seed. Like, they've been the road team and the underdogs in the last 3 series. So they don't really as long as they're in the playoffs. It's kind of like the 2021, 2023 Miami Heat. All that team needs is a playoff spot, because they got Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler is a hooper. Anyways, though, let's move down. The Milwaukee Bucks, a team that I don't think is going to be a contender next year. Obviously, Giannis might get moved. It's looking like he is going to stay in Milwaukee this offseason. But keep in mind, Damian Lillard, their second best player, who didn't even have a great season, is out for likely all of next year with the torn Achilles. Likely tore his Achilles. So it looks like he is out. It looks like he's out for the entire year next year. Same as Jason Tatum. Not fully sure on that injury update yet. He's on like day 30. It's nearly a month since he tore his Achilles. But I want to say Tatum at the earliest could be back by playoff time next year. Or maybe like end of the regular season. So I was saying he's going to be back like mid-season, but they don't want to rush it. That's not going to happen. The Detroit Pistons, the 6th seed. Detroit is definitely going to be, they're going to be a top 5 seed in the East next year. They showed a lot. If Kate Cunningham has another top 10 NBA season next year, then Detroit, they're going to be arguably one of the best teams in the East. The Orlando Magic, I still believe in Orlando. As I said, I hate Duke. Paolo is my favorite player ever out of Duke. Kyrie's up there as well. But I think Orlando, they should be a top 7 seed next year. Miami, I'm not with the Miami Heat. Same goes for the Atlanta Hawks. Same goes for the Bulls, the Raptors, and just all these teams. Like, I think of all 7 teams that missed the playoffs in the East, I know it's not the popular pick, but I think the best team is going to be Philly next year. It's got to be Philly because Embiid's not going to be having those knee problems again next year. Like, he's had the knee problems the last couple years. That's going to be gone because he finally did get that surgery he needed. So Embiid's knee is gonna be good next year. That's not something that the Sixers should worry about as of maybe during the offseason, but next year, like, they gotta focus on having Paul George healthy, Maxey healthy, and I think the Sixers they should run it back with a similar team. They might trade Paul George, but if the Sixers can stay healthy, in my eyes, it's not as bad of a team as we think because they got three All-Stars. Paul George, not quite all-star level anymore, but Maxey and Embiid are. So it's a good team. But I'm not with the Raptors, the Bulls, the Hawks, maybe the Nets. If the Nets make a KD trade and they find a way to hold on to Cam Johnson, that team could be scary. That team could actually be scary. And then the Wizards, Hornets, no chance. They're both missing the playoffs. But then, like, in the West, how wide open is this conference? Because obviously OKC, they're going to be back. They're probably going to be the 1 seed again next year. Houston, they're young. They just re-signed Steven Adams today. Big re-signing for the Houston Rockets. The Lakers, they got Luka and LeBron. Assuming LeBron doesn't decide to retire, which is interesting. I want to look this up because LeBron, he said something interesting in an ad. And, yeah. Why do I look up LeBron James and Caitlin Clark returns from injury comes up? Like, this person's everywhere. But it said LeBron James faces retirement rumors. Let's see. There's some sort of ad, apparently, at Houston, some sort of commercial. And apparently he hinted at retirement. That's what I heard. Pistons need to get Devin Booker. Dude, Kate Cunningham and Devin Booker, that'd be a crazy guard duo. That would be insane. That's not going to happen, but that would be insane. Let's see, though, what LeBron said, though, about this. LeBron James fuels retirement speculation with cryptic social media teaser. LeBron James' retirement is coming sooner rather than later, but on Saturday he may have given fans a preview of what's coming. What did he say? I don't even know what he said yet. This is my first time seeing this. In a 7-second video posted on social media, the 4-time MVP is seen in front of reporters at a press conference when one asks, "Are retirement rumors true? What's next?" The camera then shows a solo shot of LeBron James to answer the question before the screen goes dark, ending the video. Does that mean, like, his career is going to end? Is that what they mean by that? He said, "I've been asking myself the same question," James captioned. He tagged the video. Oh my god. It's not going to happen this year. There's no way it happens this year, but I think next year. I think it's likely going to be next year. Which is crazy. It's just crazy to think about. That LeBron's been in the league for 22 years. I've not been alive that long, but, like, the guy's still playing and he's still one of the best players in the league. Like, wrap your head around that. That is insane to think about. Wow. Alright, my phone's at 20%, so, see how much longer. We'll see how much longer I can stream, because I don't have a cord. I only use my thing on my clock. But, yeah. So yeah, that's what LeBron said, but he's not retiring this offseason. He'll have another year or two good years in him. The Nuggets, they got Jokic, Jamal Murray. I do expect them, because they are going to lose Russell Westbrook. He did decline his player option for next year. I do think they're going to lose Michael Porter Jr., but they'll keep their same best three players in Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray. Clippers should be solid next year if they can stay healthy. Timberwolves, they could get KD. What's the latest Kevin Durant news? Let me look it up. What is the latest KD news, guys? What is the latest KD news? Reports Kevin Durant may be traded by Phoenix Suns. We know that, obviously. And I also want to, I'll look at Bradley Beal, and we'll save the Bradley Beal trade talk for right after the KD trade talk. Report, Heat don't think upside of possible Kevin Durant trade is much of a slam dunk as Shaq deal was. Shaq, wasn't Shaq nearing the end of his career when he went to Miami? Wasn't Shaq nearing the end of his career? Mavericks website literally leaked their drafting Cooper Flag. I honestly don't even think it's a bad thing if they leak that. We all know it's gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen at this point. Like there's no way it doesn't. There's no way it doesn't happen. There's no way. Like people consider it a mistake. In my opinion, it wouldn't be a mistake, but yeah, there's no way. There's no way it's gonna happen. Most likely serves next year. The Milwaukee Bucks going to get the 3rd pick. The Bucks getting that would be a tough year. But what do they like? Who's the 3rd pick? Is it it's the Sixers that have the 3rd pick, right? Spurs the 2nd, Sixers are the 3rd. The Sixers could trade it to Milwaukee. I think a KD option could be likely with that. I'm not sure, but if KD goes to the Wolves, then like they have to trade Julius Randle. They're obviously not trading Anthony Edwards. He is the face of that franchise. But like, dude, like imagine this is just a hypothetical team without Julius Randle. Like Mike Conley at point guard. No, Mike Conley, because they probably trade Dante DiVincenzo, but Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant. And then who else you got? You got Rudy Gobert if you don't trade him. I assume it'd be Randle over Gobert though, because if I'm Phoenix, I'm for sure wanting Julius Randle over Rudy Gobert. Right, Randle's the better player. Randle is the better player, but any sort of KD deal would be crazy. And then on Bradley Beal, let's see on terms of Bradley Beal. Okay, see what the latest update we have on Bradley Beal. I think a crazy Kevin Durant / Bradley Beal mock trade. Okay, I want to see this. There's also a rumor that like Phoenix could go in and try and get Jordan Poole for Bradley Beal, just straight up one-on-one trade, no picks, nothing else included. That'd be a good trade. That would be a good trade. That'd be interesting. NBA executive reporter thinks that if Bradley Beal's still in the Suns, Devin Booker 80% leaving. They can't trade D-Book. There's no way they trade Devin Booker. He is their franchise guy. Let's see though. Let's see this trade. Okay. So this would send Kevin Durant back. This trade would send just straight up the Wizards and the Suns. Kevin Durant would go back to where he lived his entire life in Phoenix. Bradley Beal would go, or no, not in Phoenix, in Washington, D.C. Bradley Beal would go back to Washington, D.C., and listen to this. With that, the Wizards would have to pay KD and Bradley Beal $107 million in just 1 year. And then the Suns would acquire Jordan Poole, Marcus Smart, Rashawn Holmes, Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, and Sadiq Bey. If I am the Phoenix Suns, I am trying to run that trade. Because you get a guy like Jordan Poole, a guy like Marcus Smart, obviously you get Jordan Poole, who probably he'd be your secondary scorer behind Devin Booker. You get Marcus Smart, good veteran point guard and very solid defender coming off the bench. Rashawn Holmes probably going to be your backup center. He's a former King, solid player, not the best player. And then you get Alex Sarr, who was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft last year. I don't know if Washington will want to give that up. Because he was number 2. He's got tons of potential. Any top 5 pick's got a lot of potential. And then Bilal Coulibaly, really solid role player. And Sadiq Bey, who they could start at power forward, small forward. And that would not be too bad. They've been talking about, this trade was successful. They've been talking about stuff like that. And that could be a move that they make. That could actually be a move that they make. So that would be really crazy. That would be really crazy, especially for KD to go back to his hometown. especially for KD to go back to his hometown. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And my Warriors, obviously, we're going to run it back. The Grizzlies, I don't know, man. I think if John Morant stays healthy, the Grizzlies are solid, but they're no contender compared to teams like the Thunder, Rockets, Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers, Wolves, or Warriors. And then the Kings, they're going to suck. The Mavs should be good. If AD can stay healthy, which I know is asking for a lot every single season, and Kyrie can come back sometime middle of the season next year, dude, the Mavs are going to be scary. And maybe if Cooper Flag ends up not being a bust, which as a UNC fan, I do hope that Cooper Flag ends up being a bust. I don't like Cooper Flag. The Suns, I don't see them being good next year at all. They're in the middle of a rebuild once they trade KD. The Blazers, they got a lot of potential. San Antonio, once Wemby comes back healthy, oh my God, it's actually tough to think about as a Warriors fan. Victor Wembanyama is going to come back. He's going to be healthy. They're going to have De'Aaron Fox there. They're probably going to keep Chris Paul there. That's just what I'm going to assume, because Chris Paul had a huge season. He played all 82 games this year. Chris Paul at nearly 40 years old, maybe 40 years old. How old is Chris Paul? I think is he 40 years old? Chris Paul at 40 years old. Just turned 40 a month ago. May 6th, shout out. Just played 82 games, which is insane. And then, so you're going to have that Spurs team. They might make a KD trade. They might have to give up Fox or something like that. But they could make a trade like that. And then you got the Pelicans and Jazz. Neither of those two teams are going to be contenders. So it's definitely going to be tough for my Warriors. But what we were talking about the NBA Finals the entire time and that stuff. And looking back at it, I think we could see a Pacers Thunder Finals as kind of the conclusion of what I've been talking about the last 10 minutes. I think we could see a Pacers Thunder rematch in the finals next year. I think that it's actually very likely we do, because I think the favorites to come out of the East next year is going to be the Cavs, Pacers, and Knicks. I think those three teams. I don't think it's going to be Boston just because Tatum's out. Like, it's still a good team without Tatum, but they're not on the level of Indiana, of the Knicks, of the Cavs. And I think Cleveland, they're going to come back next year. I think Cleveland's going to be a different team. I think Cleveland, they are more of a regular season team. I think they are going to win the East. I think Cleveland might win the East again next year. I'm smart enough to pick a team like the Indiana Pacers to win the East, just because they just don't strike me as a team. As I said earlier, with Miami, for example, in 2021, 2022, 2023, those years, they're not a team that needs to win the East. Like, they might be battling injuries with Siakam, Halliburton, but they'll be healthy at the right time, and they'll do some damage. But OKC, their path's going to be a lot tougher than Indiana's is to get back to the finals, because they are going to be going up against some teams that are going to be getting a lot better. And there's already a three-way tie at the third seed. So, like, there's a lot of teams that are right there. Like, the Lakers, if they figure it out with Luka and LeBron, that could be scary. Same goes for the Clippers and Wolves. Minnesota Timberwolves, Miami Heat, and Raptors are now the front runners now for KD. Yeah. The Raptors have joined conversations. The Knicks are pretty much out of conversations at this point, and I believe the Spurs and Rockets are also kind of out of conversations. Yeah, I think it's going to be the Heat. I think the Heat are going to be the team that's going to make the KD trade. I think it's going to be the Heat. But we know he's going to get moved, and that is the craziest part about it. Just thinking that a guy with the magnitude of Kevin Durant, a top 15 player in NBA history, is going to get moved sometime, probably before the NBA draft. And I'll do another stream. I might stream tomorrow talking about the NBA draft, but the draft is... Wait, NBA draft dates. I want to see the exact dates. I don't know. The NBA draft, it starts Wednesday, June 25th, 5 p.m. So, yeah, I'll be live for the NBA draft, guys. I'm really pumped. Or, not the lottery. Yeah, that's the actual NBA draft. The lottery happened like a month ago. But the NBA draft should be good. The NBA draft should be a lot of fun. Obviously, Cooper Flag's likely going to be number 1 overall. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what the draft holds. I'm excited. Sham said yesterday that Kevin Durant is supposed to get traded next week. Yeah, I know. He said that on the Pat McAfee show the other day. And the second KD gets traded, which it has to happen. There's no way it doesn't. The Suns said they're going to trade him already. Like, there's no way KD is still on the Phoenix Suns next year. So the second that happens, it's going to be crazy. Like, it could happen any minute now. Like, who knows? I could end this stream. I could take a 15-minute nap. I could wake up I'm getting comments from you guys saying KD's been traded. But yeah, hey, comment your thoughts down below. Where do you think Kevin Durant is gonna get traded? Currently, I think my front runner for KD is the Heat. I think the Heat are number 1. The Wolves are number 2. I think the Spurs are 3. Rockets 4. Raptors 5. And then like the Knicks and the Knicks, like the Hawks. I don't even know. The Wizards. Those teams are next. What do I think about the Mavs getting Cooper Flag? I think he's gonna be a good player, but as I said, I don't like Cooper Flag. I don't like Duke. I hate Duke. I'm a UNC fan, so it's tough to watch him go number 1 overall, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna be tough to watch him go number 1 overall, but it's going to happen. So I'm not gonna like it when it happens, but yeah, it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, it's gonna happen. And I'm also gonna have to watch 2 other Duke guys get drafted in the first round because Colin Knuppel is probably gonna be, or Knippel. I always say Knuppel. Knippel's probably gonna be like, I don't know, like the 8th pick in the draft. Come on, Malawach is gonna be like the 10th guy taken. I'm so true to this. Colin Knippel is way better than Kamal Malawach. Malawach he does not like he doesn't have the skill that you need for a big man. I just don't know all the hype around him. I just don't know all the hype around him. Minnesota Timberwolves are aggressive. Yeah, they're getting more and more aggressive. Heartbroken Mavs fan from the Luka trade. Yeah, it's tough. Tough year to be a Mavs fan. I'm sorry. Tough year to be a Mavs fan. Anyways, though, comment down below who you guys got winning the NBA Finals. I'm going to wrap this stream up here in a minute. My phone is about to die. It's at 12%. So I got to end this here in a minute. But I think Game 5. I think Game 5 is going to go to OKC. I think the Pacers are going to win Game 6. And I think the Thunder are going to win Game 7. Originally, I had the Thunder winning Game 6 to win the series in 6 in Indiana, but times have changed in the last week and a half since Game 1. So I still think the Thunder are going to win. I think the Thunder are going to win in 7. If the Pacers did win yesterday and went up 3-1, I was going to say Pacers win in 6, but those are my picks as of now. Anyways, though, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll drop some videos tonight